how's the volume sound on your end? Alright, how's my volume? Alrighty. I didn't even realize the title screen had music when I first got this. Alright, so this is my second horror-related stream, and I decided to cancel Stasis because it was annoying. So instead, we're going to be dealing with what you get when you mix Bloodborne with XCOM, and have it told from an unreliable narrator. This is Othercide. We'll be doing a new game because my game's really far along, so I'm going to do a different one from scratch. So, unlike most games, this actually has an approach I like. The Nightmare mode is how you would normally play this game, where basically to heal someone, you have to sacrifice a daughter of equal or greater level. And if they're dead, you have to find a way to revive them. You can play on a slightly easier mode, which, when you rest at the end of a day, 50% of their health comes back. So 50% of their health will come back, and at the end of the start of each run, you'll gain a resurrection token on top of the ones you already have. So, if you wanted to play it on an easier setting, you could, for people who don't have masochistic tendencies. I appreciate this. So we will be playing a Nightmare, because I'm evil to myself. You want to play the tutorial again? Yes, because it introduces stuff involving Mother. For centuries, the Mother has protected the Veil, preventing it from shattering. Her journey has led her to deserted streets of the city, rotted by the plague, where greater threat awaits. Hi, Lump. Lumpy says hi. My little kitty.
He needs us. The Other has come for the Chosen One, and soon the veil will break. The suffering cannot continue.
Join me. Leave these weak creatures behind and join me. The Age of Shattering. 1897.
Suffering festers within him. The edge of reality frays. Each battle takes more and more out of me. The Other could shred the veil and devour our world. Will you stay with me until the end? I'll give what I can, what I have left. Let it go here and no further.
So for the tutorial, we play the Mother.
Watch, my friend. Once I move to strike, the first will fall.
So standard AP gauge, movements on the red squares. I'm selecting where you want me to go. Okay, tutorial's bugging. 1 second here. There we go. Wasn't
The other
registering on
sends
my
more
controller.
against us.
So down at the bottom of the screen, we have a timeline, which determines initiative order based in rows of 100. So instead of having a total of 2 action points, what you have up here is action point accumulation. Each one has a minimum of 100, and then actions subtract from it. But some actions will subtract from your health instead. Delayed skills immediately end the unit's turn, and their powerful effects are activated later in the timeline. These tend to be more powerful, but they have trade-offs of not always activating right away. Cultist is preparing a delayed massive shot. So instead, we'll use shield charge, which interrupts. That isn't, that is not a nun. That is a dude with a squid on his head. Interrupt skills counter, the reaction skills can be interrupted by counter skills. What am I? Oh, that's what I'm doing. Alright. Interrupt can basically interrupt reaction skills, so they're very useful.
Fear not. I can stop the attack before it happens.
That's an example of a delayed attack. A very powerful one from later in the game. Now, the other mechanic of how the action points work in this is if you go over 50, it delays their initiative order by 100. So they'll take a bit to come back into play, but they can do way more actions in a turn, so it's a trade-off. This game relies heavily on knowing when to burst and when not to.
Gift gives me such strength.
Oh, I see what it's telling me to do. So Mother is the only character in this game who can use all the class skills of the various daughters. And it's kind of a shame because she's very powerful, but you only get her for the tutorial. Pretty much, but also individual daughters can actually become significantly stronger than Mother by the end of the game because of the fact they specialize. Oh god, I hate these things. They're such a pain to hit. And I messed that turn up. Oh, I've got about 14 hours in on my main save. I've played through 10 loops on it already. I'm just playing a new game because it's not as fun. Once you beat a boss once, you get a cutscene, but you never get the cutscene afterwards, so it doesn't really reveal much of the story if I don't play straight from the beginning. That's what I said, it's Bloodborne meets XCOM. Because you are expected to die. A lot. Okay, finally the kids showed up.
He is here. The Chosen One. I don't want to harm you, little one.
But we want to harm you. Very much.
Failed. You most of all. I fought with every bone and sinew. All I am, I leave to you. Take it. My blood is my legacy. May it spill forth into an army to rend suffering from its host.
Destroyed a city. It's not enough. How soon will you hatch? I want you in this world. I want to see what you can do. To those that hurt me. To those you will hurt. I can't wait.
Time and space converged. Reality and unreality were on the edge of destruction.
Do not despair. My life lights your path. Do you remember our journey together? This time, let me guide you. You will wield my memories like a sword, and with them, grow our army.
And thus they were trapped in an everlasting loop. From recollection to recollection, daughters of the Red Mother die only to rise again. Age of Shattering, 1897-1929. Time can no longer meet. That's why it's flickering.
This dark corner of existence is a harbinger. Soon all will follow. The very fabric of our reality is threatened. My last breath is near. My daughters, you are of me. Put an end to suffering.
Othercide is a game about sacrifice and tough choices. Progress is auto-saved, there is no turning back. The enemies of Othercide are lethal, and every mistake will cost you dearly. Your daughters will die, and you will lose only to rise again, stronger again. The game expects players to fail, but failure is not the end. After the ending of a run, you restart with additional bonuses, and even the ability to resurrect fallen daughters for a cost. Like two sides of the same coin, reality and
From this side
unreality
of the
exist.
veil, I can give you my daughters, birthed from my soul. You will need them to fight. What memory has this agony uncovered?
Which one did we start with? Blade Master and Soul Slinger. Got it. Blade Master excels in close-range combat, Soul Slinger supports her sisters from afar, and Shield Bearer protects her sisters.
The others are converging, warping reality. You must stop suffering from feeding. Go. Close the first synapse.
Yeah, I get it. You're railroading me into the first mission. I know. Soul Slingers, if you have a team of them, they can kind of break the first two boss fights. They have a quirk about them that if you set them up properly with the right ability, they can.
You wouldn't want my scalpel to slip into innocent flesh.
How many have died to appease suffering's ambition? How many more?
So every level, before you fight a boss, you will hear that boss's dialogue through a lot of the sections. So the one of saying, "Careful you don't want my scalpel to slip," that is the current boss for this one. What are we fighting? Plague Butcher. Okay, Curse Therapist, Curse Therapist. Wait, there's a fourth. Okay, it hasn't spawned yet. Alright. The white square around the character is under 50 action points, so I don't have the over mode. The grayed out one is where I can get at the limit of my burst mode. in this, unlike most XCOM games, all enemies have a very specific fight pattern they will follow, so you can use strategy to lure them into various aspects. Such as, for example, these guys will always keep a distance and target the closest one to them. So you can use that to your advantage to lure them into a trap.
Shatter them. I revel in her strength. The doctor has sent a new atrocity.
You can't stop progress. The cure will be found.
And another plague butcher. Okay.
I revel in her strength. Memories of another life. Guard them well. Come what may, we will slow.
Yeah, I know, I gotta rest. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So, most of the story that isn't told in-game is told through recollections, which, for example, tell both behavior patterns. For example, at the top here, Plague Doctors will attack with melee attacks and will focus on the closest target. If two daughters are the same distance away, it will focus on the one with less HP. The Plague Butcher, for example. Plague Butcher will focus on the closest target, preferring a daughter already engaged in a fight, so he will prefer to flank. And then Curse Therapist, it aims for the daughter furthest away on the timeline. But they also give things like explaining how various creatures are, which is part of what's really neat about this, is this really requires you to think about your target, about how you're doing it. You can do this one for free. This is the replay rewards screen. Basically, complete different objectives, you unlock special abilities. And now, most of the story is told through unlockable memories, which are equips for characters to increase power to their abilities. But they have a trade-off of telling the story. So currently what we have is Visitor and Rush. So under Visitor, Age of Shattering, 12-18. What sort of people do you take us for? You are a stranger to us, and yet you have the damn nerve to think we would give you our daughter. Get out of sight. Get out of my sight. Get off my property. Never show your face around here again, or I might as well do something we both would regret. My father's anger did not unnerve our guest. He simply thanked my parents for their hospitality and bid farewell. And here is the mother in the past. The more of the memories you unlock, the clearer the picture becomes. Chapter 1, page 13. Age of Shattering, 1219. The wind whips at my face as I dash around the large oak tree for the 13th time, collapsing into a breathless heap on the ground. Warm laughter fills the air, and from beneath the tree, the guide appears with a bemused lilt to its voice. What happened, little magpie? Yesterday you ran around it 5 times. If I am to convince those of Nostra heads to send you along to their esteemed swordsman, you ought to be able to do a few laps. Now get up. Now up you get. My lungs burn. I get up again, but not before throwing a fistful of grass in his direction. Age of Shattering, 1221. Fingers dug harshly into my shoulder, yanking me to my feet. I wanted to scream, or cry, or perhaps both, but I gritted my teeth and did neither. If there's still air in your lungs, you fight. Put one foot ahead of the other. Move. My master's hand pushed me hard in the back, forcing me to walk while my legs quaked in protest. Do we have any other? Purpose. Here we go. Age of Shattering, 1255. But what did the letter say exactly? Curiosity had gotten the better of me, and I broke silence. The silence hanging over our trek through the woods. My master did not answer, casting a glance skyward to ensure we were still on the right path according to the stars. It's not often our missions come with a messenger, I continued, as I'd been ignored before. But now I earned myself a glare in the middle that made me feel like a child all over again. My master turned halfway, the wind tasseling her gray hair. A blade does not question the hand that wields it, it merely acts. So that's what we know of the past events of Mother so far. Are there any others in this one? Why are you still blinking? The Red Mother. What really happened, I cannot say. We have exchanged our realities, my dear friend. My body is gone, but my spirit follows you. Together we can stop the chosen one of suffering. Sever the link that unites them. I offer you my memory. Shape our daughters and send them to stop suffering before it's too late. And the last one I'm reading, because the rest don't really have story relevance. Mother. I have lived for hundreds of years, and I have lost the taste of life during this immortal journey. My only goal was to protect the veil, no matter the cost. Did all this pain and suffering lead to this fateful moment? Was failure inevitable? My dear friend, we have gone through so much sorrow. Can you even remember my name? Through death I will guide you, the Mother. Now, let's link some of these. Oh, right, you all leveled up. So you... Let's do Lightning Strike. Anything that has an HP cost to it is a reactionary ability. It's a quick tell in this game. Shadowround. This is why I said 4 Soul Slingers become broken. They can each activate their interrupt and their reaction simultaneously per turn. So if you have 4 of them, and an enemy does an ability that can do reaction, Shadowround adds an extra attack on every attack that's already happened in a chain. So say one daughter interrupts, all 4 of them will at one point use Shadow Round on the enemy. And then if they interrupt the boss again, all 4 fire again. Rinse and repeat, and it can become a very broken cycle if you set it up properly. Before we can access the boss, we've got to get to this day, the one with the skull. So once that happens, the boss is unlocked, then every recollection after, I can just go straight to the boss. Or if I've beaten the boss, I can just skip it, if I want to.
What more must we sacrifice before the end? Here the legions invaded and dragged this city into purgatory.
Yeah, pretty much. This game relies heavily on using combinations, since you don't really want to take damage. Since I'm playing a Nightmare, the only way to heal, for example, Mercy if she took damage, is to sacrifice one of her other two sisters who are the same level, or higher. So the game kind of discourages you from playing overly reckless. Forgetting how short Imbued Blade's reaction time is.
Shatter them.
I hate these things, are so hard to hit in melee.
You can't stop progress. The cure will be found.
Shatter them. Another terror to haunt us. Shatter them. Another terror to haunt us. Impressive. Shred them down.
Both versions, you have the glass cannon approach. The only trade-off is Dream gives you some of your health back when you rest. And the beginning of every new round, you get an additional daughter, but that's about it. You're not supposed to get hit in this game, and I kind of got a little arrogant here because I keep remembering how powerful my other ones were, but the trade-off is, in the beginning, I'm going to take a lot of damage, because, to be honest, they're very low level, so they don't do a lot of damage like they do later.
Shatter them. Memories of another life. Guard them well. Shred them down. Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress.
So Prudence just gained a trait, which traits, basically each daughter starts basically as a blank slate. So later on you get things where you can spawn daughters at like level 7, level 10, but they won't be as powerful as the ones who've built up traits from Death and Revival, because traits modify things. For example here, the Shield Bearer gained all adjacent enemies gain this effect. Armor negative 50%, dodge negative 10%. She inspires terror in the victims of her holy wrath. Or aggressive, effect damage, plus 50%. Her first steps and she's already fighting against evil, stuff like that. So, I am going to do...
What will you remember now? Remember their courage. Give life to our daughters. Now, unleash her on any who stand in her way.
Now, here's where the game really tears at your heartstrings. They fully allow you to customize daughters who are going to die. Yep. Which means then I would get... And the downside is she doesn't have much armor or health, so she's probably going to die soon or get sacrificed to someone else unless someone else sacrifices to revive her. But it means in the following runs, when she isn't so low on health, she'll be significantly more worth leveling up. My Shield Bearer, before she gained one of the few negative traits, she was impossible to kill. She had so much armor and aggressive and various other traits that debuffed enemies. She just got in your face and punched you. But yeah, you can fully customize characters. He included a customization pack, and to make things even more heart-wrenching... Okay, so these are the two of the ones I just spawned. Both Soul Slingers. Notice how their clothes are pretty much intact. Now let me go to this one. See how she's already got damage on her arm. Their outfits will be damaged. And they're going to stay damaged. Not necessarily to the same degree, but they'll always be damaged for every revival afterwards. It's to remind you they're no longer innocent, clean cut, and stuff like that. And if they take too much health, well, they're covered in blood like this. Let's give you a different outfit just so you all stand out. It's a little easier for me if I change their outfit coloring so I can remember who's who.
Remember.
I only have 2. I'm not gonna risk it.
Our daughters ache to battle the next nightmare.
Oh. So, events happen over a period of time, and they're all caused by the child, and some can be very positive. Some can really suck, like this one. For 2 days, all units have the ability to dodge. Their ability to dodge is reduced by 100%. After an attempted escape, the child was brought before his caretaker for punishment. Since I can't dodge, I'm just gonna play it safe.
We must prepare to pay any price.
And
The plague was a tragedy. What came next? An abomination.
Oh, great. I did not expect one of the shielders to be here. The shielders basically are one of the few enemies that are really hard to take down with the soul slingers because they just don't do enough damage. And that's why I really do not like them. That was my screw up. It retargeted on the doctor and I didn't realize it until afterwards. I was trying to kill him. Well, I'll just kill you.
Striking. Exquisite.
The shield's gonna go after one of those two. I don't want to use this so early because it takes 10% of your health. Looks like this might work. Well, if he attacks this round, you're gonna get to see that combo.
Shred them down.
Now imagine that with 4 people. You'll see what I mean by it becomes a really broken combo. I hate you so much. Stop doing that. There's no point. Forcing me to use a tactic I didn't want to use, you annoying little shield. Pretty much. Oh, you piece of...
How foolish my fears.
Pretty much, and I hate the shield bearers so much. So now I've got 2 that... Oh no. Oh no. I can't even use the shield bearer to heal Serene. Because Serene is level 3. Oh no.
Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress.
But now you see why the Shadow Round combo is a very popular tactic against at least the first two bosses. Because they attack you, they'll attack from range, and they'll use massive AoE, so, like, with the second one getting close to him during a certain attack, he'll just keep doing knockback damage to you. But if you stand in his AoE with Intercepting Round and Shadow Round both activated on all four, every time he tries to use it, you'll interrupt, which prevents the damage, then just lay into him with 4 rounds of damage. He'll try to do the attack again, it'll get interrupted, lay into him with 4 rounds of damage, then he'll try to do it the final time, it'll get interrupted, lay into him with 4 rounds of damage, then he's open. It's a very fun combo, but it has a lot of trade-offs. Ethereal Flame, movement range -1, armor plus -3. She lost so much she no longer has the same cohesion.
This so-called doctor has revealed himself.
Cut deeper. Deeper still? The answer hides, buried in the flesh. Life unworthy of life feeds our inquiry. What we do is a mercy to the world. A mercy.
What will you remember now?
You have discovered the despicable surgeon. You can confront him now or take your time to prepare, but he will inevitably attack on the 7th day from now on. You will be able to fight him starting the first day on your next recollections. Losing to him will immediately end the current recollection. So normally, I would go after him right away. This failure event is still active. I am not even attempting it. But yeah, so basically all the bosses and the monsters we're coming across are manifestations of the Chosen Child's other ability. Suffering. His other is called Suffering. Mother's we don't know. We're playing Mother's other, but we don't remember much. And the doctor is already dead. He was made manifested into a monster by the child. And it's kind of terrifying. It's the warped way the child views everything. Wait, again, another...
Remember.
Which remembrance is this? Oh, right. Okay, so in the next round, I will start with a resurrection token I can use to revive one daughter. The only other way to get resurrection tokens besides that are rescue quests, which are borderline impossible in the beginning of the game, but are significantly more manageable later on, and choosing to sacrifice the spirit rather than release it. Oh, you're kidding me.
What more must we sacrifice before the end?
Oh, that
wretched
is
stench
awful.
To mark a vile horror.
One of your daughters has an aura around her. Auras cover each adjacent tile and provide specific bonus or negative effects. The aura is Prudence, who is likely going to die this round, but I hope not. So the trick with the Blade Master is several of their abilities cost less to move spaces than their movement. So you can use that to actually pull off more combos.
A bitter victory. Memories of another life. Guard them well.
You two will just come closer. Let's move you here. Okay, so you're nowhere near close enough. When you're within attack range, an enemy will get a blade over their head. Like that. So it's a good way to tell how far you are from someone. Pretty much.
You can't stop progress. The cure will be found.
You moved, right. Okay. Come on, come closer. The slam has an advantage of it changes aggro. It redetermines who's attacking.
I revel in her strength. What new horrors must we face?
Cure will be found.
Oh, the guy talking isn't the child. That's the doctor. That's the doctor who tortured the child because the child was like Mother, an immortal who couldn't die. So they were experimenting, cutting out large sections. So yeah, that voice you're hearing is Mother and the doctor. That is not the child.
What new horrors must we face? Impressive.
Trust me, the next boss is worse, because that boss... Oh god, they just creep me out. that'll be... No. Okay.
Exquisite. How foolish my fears. Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress.
Okay, hopefully after sleeping, that will
Our daughters ache to battle the next nightmare.
make things a bit easier. Good, the event's over. Okay, so if I beat the boss...
The remnant of the child's past has fled back into the void.
So if I beat the boss, which I'm not sure I'll be able to this round, the next round I will be able to start all daughters at level 3 instead of level 1. Which is very nice. Ethereal flame. Okay. Purpose. One second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Eat. How many can I take against the boss? 3.
They will fall, or we will.
Regenerate. Select. I'll revive you next round, Prudence.
Her sacrifice births another hope.
And to make matters worse, when you sacrifice a daughter, like you just saw, it adds a trait with the last daughter that was sacrificed to heal them. That grants benefits, but also reminds you. And yes, her face has changed. All their faces are slowly changing over the thing. Alright, honestly, I'm not sure if I can pull this off, but let's give it a shot. I don't know. I beat the third boss on my first try without fully intending to die.
Or we will.
Careful. You wouldn't want my scalpel to slip into innocent flesh. Our research must continue.
A monument to terror. They destroyed a child and called it mercy.
First time I fought this boss, I lost because I didn't understand his mechanic. You cannot defeat him in Phase 1 until Phase 1 is over. And to defeat Phase 1, you have to destroy these things.
Flawless.
Oh, this is gonna be hard. As long as even one stays up, they'll keep buffing him with plus 500 armor every turn. And until you kill all of them, he'll summon a new one every time one dies. So you basically have to kill them as fast as possible.
tread them down. How foolish my fears.
Come closer. Come closer. Good. Oh, you fool. Haha, thank you.
The innocent.
And now we begin the infinite combo.
Memories of another life. Guard them well.
I find it funny when I go into a battle assuming I'm gonna die, I always wind up winning. How does that logic work?
Who are you to question? The plague will kill us all. Each cut brings us closer to the cure.
They spoke lies, little one.
Too little to fight. They cut me because I could not die.
We will fight for you. Release this memory to me.
That younger voice was the child this time. Send me more lovelies to punish. I will absolve them of their sins.
Continue on, or we will never escape this convergence in space and time.
Okay. I did not wait. Weren't you on the verge of death? Holy cow. Okay. First new memory. Wow, crazy. Age of Shattering, 1214. Is there something on my mind? Is there something on your mind, dear? The way you're chewing your lip makes me worry you'll bite straight through. Mama's voice is light-heartening, but I can still hear the tinge of worry. Her gaze makes me give in, and I tell her about the voices. The way her expression changed, if only for a fleeting moment, convinced me to never speak of it again. Was it just that one? Okay. There's a good look at the Doctor. And now, a little more story. Human Man, the top part is just their fighting style. The bottom part's the story. Human madness knows no limits, as long as it has a cause to feed on. The surgeon was convinced of the righteousness of his actions, and would have been able to use logic to justify any of the deadly drugs he injected into the helpless child. Blinded by his thirst for success, his science could not save him from disgrace. Now corrupted by his substantive marrow, the surgeon is nothing more than an empty shell of harmful convictions steeped in hatred. The Mother. Basically, there's a plague going on. They figure, oh, we've got this chosen one here who can't die, so let's do inhuman experiments on them to try and cure the plague. And the surgeon told the deacon, who was watching over the child, more or less, all these justify the actions because he can't die. He's not a child. He's an experiment. The deacon who was watching over the child. And then the caretakers were the inquisitive yes men, essentially. They circled me. I sensed their inquisitive eyes behind their beaked masks. Despite my torpor, I knew it. They had come to the theater to view the play taking place on my raw skin. The scissors cut me apart. The child. Yep. And it gets worse. Yeah, each enemy has an aspect created from the child that I can read out all of them. But there's a lot, so it's up to you guys if you want me to read all of them.
Remember.
Resurrect a fallen daughter. Where's the new one? Beaked Mask. Newborn daughters start at Mastery level 4. So I can take this next round. And I'll have basically the blank slate ones all starting at 4. Oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Okay, penances aren't that hard. Honestly, I prefer a penance to the other ones.
We must prepare to pay any price.
Synapse
Plague
penance.
will bleed this city until we cut the cure from that cursed child.
Your daughters have entered their first penance, Synapse. Filling the daughter's penance gauge by killing enemies will save her, but as strength in numbers is key, try not to leave a daughter behind. Powerful enemies fill the gauge faster, as kills fill the gauge. Fill gauges, be wary that the killing daughters using interruptions or reactions can cause your daughters to leave the synapses unexpectedly. Oh no, one of those things. I hate them. I do not think I will make it to the next boss, but we will find out. Oh Jesus, that is a lot of enemies.
Them down.
There's so many. Oh no, it's one of those things. I hate you guys so much.
Exquisite. No more false prophets. Exquisite.
That was a backstab.
I revel in her strength. Exquisite. No mercy.
That's the first actual death we've had. That's 2. Yeah, I'm not surviving this round.
Vindication. I will pray for your deliverance.
We've awoken from one nightmare, but we may soon live another.
I am not going to survive another round of that, so we're going to go to next recollection.
Another threat has come to an end.
Which means
This time.
which means the last two surviving ones are... Well, the last surviving one, Innocent, is gonna die too. But...
We've awoken from one nightmare, but we may soon live another.
I didn't expect to get all the way to this far in Recollection 1, so we'll begin and take the bonus for the next round.
Suffering has lost the link here. For now. Alas, suffering is born. We failed the child. We have lost. I have nothing more to give. So we begin again.
"36 enemies killed, 1 elite killed, most killed enemy, Plague Butcher. Era reached the cellar, days survived, 5, total daughters, 5, sacrificed daughters, 1, fallen daughters, 4, synapses played, 6, synapses closed, 5.
Remember.
So we start with 150. First thing we're doing, Resurrection. And Beak. So those two are a thing. Oh. We're gonna have to start back over the Doctor's era because I don't have enough shards to allocate. Basically, the shards you have each recollection just adds new shards on top of it. It's very much a roguelite, yes. So basically, I started this Remembrance with 150. Next round, the 150 will be added on top of whatever I acquired in that round. So it adds on top of it. So you get more and more shards every time you recollect. But it also isn't a bad deal to take the starting from the Doctor realm again. Sure, I'll be stuck back on the previous era, but I can use it for experience gain, making the daughters stronger, since they're now all starting at level 4. And it's not like I can't just shunt ahead of the Doctor anyway. Now that he's auto-unlocked, I can just go straight to the boss fight if I wanted to.
Remember their courage.
So who should we bring back? The Shield Bearer, who scared enemies, or Serene? Prudence, the Shield Bearer, or Serene, the Gunner? I've got 1 token I can revive. Since I'm not seeing anything, let's see here.
Give life to our daughters. Please, guide her well. Give life to our daughters. Now, unleash her on any who stand in her way.
Yes, there's one more, a secret class that unlocks later on that is basically an anti-armor class. The longer they fight, the more armor they steal from enemies. Yeah, and it's a terrifying class. You unlock it during the third boss fight. Okay, I can't have all of you wearing the exact same outfit and guns because I have trouble remembering who's who.
Take away his tools of torture.
And when you get her at level 10.
The cure lies buried beneath pounds of sickly flesh.
How foolish my fears.
You see how much more powerful they get once they've leveled up? This is why the game encourages you to die and
Memories
retry.
of another life. Guard them well. no mercy.
Honestly, I wish I had Temperance, my one soul slinger I've had since the beginning in my other game. She is literally so ridiculous by the end game that I get really heartbroken anytime she dies.
Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress.
She has one of the rarest traits in the game called leadership. All sisters within an area effect of her gain attack boosts.
A new challenge beckons.
She has literally watched her sister die, her sisters die so many times, and it actually has shaped her traits into a really bizarre personality, where she puts all of her power in offense and buffing. They just evolve naturally how you play them. Like, it's really hard to determine, to force someone to have a specific trait.
They will fall, or we will.
Careful. You wouldn't want my scalpel to slip into innocent flesh. Fool! You doom us all to wither and die. A monument to science, to saving lives, at any cost.
Temperance actually has gotten so powerful in my one game that she can one-shot most of these. Not mean to do that, but okay.
You can't stop progress. The cure will be found.
Yeah, they're all based around, like, mostly around virtues and stuff. But some of them are, like, Some of them are other more traditional ones, yeah. Honestly, I think the hardest part about this is trying to untrain XCOM over eagerness. Because XCOM encourages you to be a little crazy at times. This game, you want to make sure you're thinking through everything you do.
Exquisite.
Come on, you other two. Come into range. There we go.
Exquisite.
And now we enter phase 2. Oh, they get... The sound design's amazing on this, but simultaneously
Memories of another
horrifying.
life. Guard them well.
Because, the Deacon, the next boss, he is so creepy. Oh, that would explain it. I was wondering why it wasn't continuing. Hang on, I was clicked off the screen. There we go. So, events, the things that happen in the middle of the week, they're actually... You've got a 60% chance they're going to be positive, and a 30% chance they're going to be negative. The negative ones...
Continue on, or we will never escape this convergence in space and time.
The negative ones will last only a few days, where the positive ones will help you, but a lot of the time they'll also help the enemy. So, for example, one of them is Damage increase 100%. For everyone. Oh, Bell, you gain a trait. Aware and Plague Seeker. Nice. Plague Seeker, damage against cultist creatures, plus 10%. Aware. End of turn delay, -5. So you've got increased initiative. Nice. Okay, good. I can actually start upgrading your attacks now. Let's get all your base attacks upgraded. The RNG isn't XCOM levels of bad. XCOM is just... It's like 95% chance of hit, you miss. 99 chance of hit, you miss. So I've got to last 4 days for the Deacon to unlock. I won't lie here, the Deacon is actually a boss fight I had a lot of trouble dealing with. Strangely enough, the Maid, which is the one everyone apparently has the most trouble with, I beat almost I beat on my first try, and I was like, oh, okay, then I lost to her my second try. But no, the Deacon's the one that actually gave me the most trouble for the longest time, because he's the one I told you about who will make the AoE that makes you get within close range of him. So, when you're in close range, he'll do push attacks that do a tremendous amount of damage. It never occurred to me just to have a bunch of Soul Singers sitting in the AoE doing interrupt attacks. Actually, no. Bell, I'm not going to use you. I'm going to use Felicity. Prudence. And Joy.
Farewell, daughters.
You're kind of on why the Deacon's kind of creepy.
What they did to this child. What forces they arrayed against an innocent.
Also, what a Chosen One is they're a person who's got a connection to unreality, so the other side, and others are basically spirits from that plane. The only trade-off to being a Chosen One is you're infertile, like both the men and the women and everyone else can't have kids, like they just straight up can't. They're also immortal. Their eyes are usually have a yellow sclera instead of white, and they have white hair.
Shatter them. No mercy. No more false prophets. foolish, my fears. Impressive. The veil grows weaker, as power stronger.
Yeah, that was a stupid move, but...
It will reap what suffering has sown.
Yeah, that was a really dumb move by me.
Flawless. What new horrors must we face? Exquisite. Memories once locked away from us. Stand back or be caught in regret. No mercy. Memories once locked away from us. Striking.
That was an attack I really couldn't avoid because of you being all the way over here. Stop it with this attack. I hate this attack so much.
A bitter victory.
Sticky armor makes those things impossible to fight for anyone other than shield bearers or people with armor loss.
Come what may, we will slow suffering's progress. His blind faith won't shackle my daughters.
Well, it's 2 people thanks to you, buggers. Match, victory, grace, hope.
Give life to our daughters. Now, unleash her on any who stand in her way. Suffering manifests again. We must rise to face it.
We got 2 new memories. So what happened to Mother as a kid? 2018. Page 8. Mama's words rang in my ears as I fled, fire lapping at my heels. She told me to keep running until my legs could carry me no further, and to never look back. I disobeyed, glancing behind my shoulder. The masked attackers were in pursuit, flames screaming. The flames and screams serving as their grim backdrop, and in a moment I thought I would die of pure fear. Page 11, ages shattering, 12:18. Let me see, the time it was a demand, not a question. Still refusing, I clutched my injured hand close to my chest, my throat dry from the rising anxiety in my gut. The guide's patience wore out, and once he seized my wrist and inspected it, an overwhelming silence fell over us. I am taking you to Nostra. His words were heavy with thought, like he was going through a million things at once. Best to hide in plain sight. Swallowing thickly, I could do little but nod, catching a glimpse of my palm already recovered. Oh, lovely. You're really making it hard for me. Infected Plague Guard. Okay.
Farewell, daughters.
Specimens. Specimens to cut and probe and flay.
No mercy.
That red being appearing.
Shred them down.
That's fine. The red being that appears around a daughter is Red Mother. Basically the spiritual essence of Mother left over. If you use an ability that has a memory attached, she appears, or if you use a specialized ability, she appears. The three classes, Soul Slinger, Shield Bearer, and Swords Master, are all based off of different periods of her life.
Her strength inspires me.
So the other problem with the Deacon fight is you have to make sure, absolutely positively, you do not go into burst mode. You do not want to use burst at all against him. He has so many initiative moves, it can screw you over.
Flawless. Flawless. Another terror to haunt us.
The fourth daughter is not based off of any period in her life. It's based off someone else's life. Oh god damn it, another one of the maggots.
Will be caught in regret.
I hate the larvae so much.
We go where we are called.
Exquisite. Flesh is its canvas.
Pray for your redemption.
I am not letting you get away with pulling that off again. Okay, fine, since I can't seem to damage you.
is it?
God, I'm so sick of you fuckers with your armor.
Bitter victory.
Aww. Well, we can do it after this current story arc's over.
I pray for your redemption.
His blind faith won't shackle my daughters. His creed promises strength. No matter what, we will find our own.
Alright, I need to use the bathroom. I will be right back. You guys can have fun reading this little tidbit. Alright, I'm back. Apologies about that. I was also slurping down some of my ramen. Yeah, but basically these things will put on massive armoring. They will bind you from a distance with an instant kill, so if the person they binded is in cooldown and they can't move, they'll more or less be instant killed, unless you have someone who interrupts it, such as what I did earlier where I did the knockback to knock it loose. And they have a peck attack that does 3 strikes and a ton of damage. I don't like these things. And if you look closely at the art, it's a person with the larva growing out of their intestines. Let's see if we can make it to the Deacon. We gotta last one more day. Oh, game, you hate me. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Oh god, this game hates me. Impossible does mean you can do it. It just means with your current setup, it's going to be very, very difficult. Hang on, slam. Inferno. Yeah, might as well do the one that I can do 4 because that'll be slightly easier. Impossible, I'll just do it with 4.
Our daughters ache to battle the next nightmare. In this church, this woman could not escape his scrutiny.
8 enemies. Oh. Let's see. It's 2 beasts. Where I see maggot symbols. Where are they? Oh, Jesus. No. Don't separate in this level. This soundtrack to this game is also amazing, and I'm so glad they actually sell it with the game. Yeah, soundtrack you can buy separately by itself on Steam too. It's only like $5. Could you stop cracking your bones, please?
No mercy.
Ugh.
Memories once locked away from us.
Actually... No. No. Objective force. So you're the thing I need to get rid of before I can actually end this fight, because you're the one keeping me going like this.
of his twisted creed.
And the part I'm not liking here is the fact the other enemies haven't spawned yet.
Will reap what suffering has sown. Strike it. Memories once locked away from us.
Yeah, and I have a feeling we're going to be fighting a lot of them, and that's the part that's actually starting to bother me, is it's like, oh my god, they're not even spawning in rapidly like they normally would.
More
Oh no. I spoke, now they're coming in. The goal for this round is just to unlock the Deacon. If we can fight the Deacon, great.
I pray for your redemption.
There, you're not doing anything more special. You're down to 4 health. Oh, good. It's the small fry. Oh, god damn it. Had to be one of you.
Be caught in regret.
We go where we are called.
A bitter victory.
I have a feeling those two things ahead of us are going to be creepy crawlers. Oh, more hunters.
Flesh is its canvas.
You two I'll deal with last. I'm dealing with the maggot first. Oh, fuck you. So I guess you've decided you want to die first. Alright. Hunter, please stop disturbing the audience with your cracks. It's kind of creepy.
Flawless.
Deacons are usually religious figures, similar to a pope.
Impressive.
I'm gonna interrupt your ability there. Or not. Okay. Hope, get out of the way, please. Okay, so you're just gonna keep digging in the ground. Okay. There's organ music, if I recall correctly. Not what I selected, but okay. So there's a readied stance a swordsperson can get at 5th level that if you buff them, they do a 1,000 damage attack to everything in the radius.
His strength inspires me. Memories once locked away from us. His creed promises strength. No matter what, we will find our own.
And here it is, accepting stance. React to a boost by dealing up to 707 damage to a target in range. Yeah, one of the two sisters is gonna have to be sacrificed to the other because they're both the only two level 6s, and I'm trying to decide which one it'll be. Saving Grace. Saving Grace is similar to the interrupt shot that the Soul Slinger can do, except instead of just shooting them, you swap places with them and have a massive armor boost to basically tank the attack. Alright, so Belle and Claire, you're both level 6, so what are your traits? Aware, Plague Seeker, Leader. Oof. Yeah, Claire, I don't think I'm going to be using you anymore. You're one of the few who got one of the other negative traits. Health, negative 200... Well, I could probably use her if I wanted damage boost, but... Health, negative 200, damage plus 50. Belle, you're regenerating, because you've got the one of the best ones. So... Claire...
May this memory be one of freedom. Give life to our daughters.
Yeah, pretty much. And also the thing is, you can only have up to 32 dead sisters to, daughters to revive. So you actually have to start forgetting certain ones. And it's usually advised to get rid of the low-level ones without any traits. It's... yeah.
Give life to our daughters.
Let's see. So I've got 2 possible alternatives I could do against the Deacon. 3 Soul Slingers and 1 Shield Bearer. Actually, no, I only have 2... Yeah, I've only got 2 Soul Slingers now. Actually, yeah, I'll do that.
Give life to our daughters.
Oh, don't go naming her Temperance. Now I'm gonna miss my normal
Please,
one.
Guide her well. Now, unleash her on any who stand in her way.
Yeah, leaders are rare. I only had 3 in my last game, so they're kind of ones you want to stick around. All adjacent allies, which doesn't just mean north, south, east, west. It also means diagonal. Gain plus 40 to attack. And Claire down at the bottom. A part of Claire. A remnant of Claire lives in her sister. Dodge plus 3%. Critical chance plus 4%. Yeah. But most games only do north, south, east, and west. They don't do the full square.
A new challenge beckons.
Considering that last... oh, cutscene.
Secrets. Must not know my secrets. The power of prayer protects me. On your knees before me, so I may absolve you of your sins.
So we have...
May this memory be one of freedom.
So the one dialogue line we have not gotten this round is the one that normally grosses me out with the Deacon. Because he'll be like, show me your sin, get on your knees and bear your sins before me. With those legs. And lips. Like licking his lip. Like, legitimately licking his lips. It's disgusting. Okay. I'm going to make an attempt. I'm almost positive I'm not going to succeed because the Deacon is the one I have the most trouble with. But I will try. This is also the last boss where you can really get away with using this tactic. It isn't super viable in later boss fights.
What more must we sacrifice before the end?
That little girl is child mother.
My prayers keep me always.
Beneath this church, the deacon locked away the child and made him feel like he deserved it.
So the Deacon is going to paralyze the three closest and injure the one that's the furthest. So I need to get my three gunners as close as possible because they've got range. I need to keep Prudence the furthest away. You wanted creepy church music. Here you go, Zeno. And also, to answer your question, Spaz, these aren't the actual people. These are warped projections of the child's perception of the people. The people are long since dead. Now, the rule with this fight is never burst. Ever. Do one attack first. Honestly, originally I didn't think I was gonna like the next boss's theme, but it became one of my favorites. Ow. Yep, and I'm kind of annoyed about it because she's named after my favorite character from the last game. Yeah, he's armored, but don't worry. It's gonna go away very shortly. For some reason, Shadowrun can usually bypass armor, so it's like, it's not a super huge thing right now. So here's where it's contradictory. You would think, get out of the AoE. No, in this boss fight, you want to have an interrupt and be in the AoE. Because if you're in that clear zone and he gets attacked once, he'll lambast you across the screen. Actually, I'm not going to attack again because I've only got one interrupt shot left. $1,100 left. That's not bad. Yep, you see why I said I had the most trouble with this boss fight over the others? I'm gonna do Saving Grace, because that's all he's gonna attack you this round. Much as I want to, I'm not gonna go burst because it's suicide in this. Prudence will likely die.
Memories once locked away from us.
I prayed for guidance, and a voice inside led me to take him in, care for him. But the child was a plague. His prison was just.
There was no justice here. No compassion.
He broke her. My only friend. He took my father's role, but not his place. Why couldn't he love me?
He loved no one. Release yourself from his prison. Give this memory to me.
Now we are alone, sweetheart. Let me confess a little secret. I never believed in any god. The deacon to his maid. Broken beauty, will it never end? Please, let me die.
You want to save me?
We will, child.
Why would you help me?
You deserve none of this, child. I need...
Liar! You gave the other your life. You want memory to rule instead.
Memory remembers itself at last. We know you're there. We've always known. Stop hiding behind this ghost.
Her life is mine now.
We descend into the cellar, and deeper into his pain.
She's gained Killer of Nightmare Creatures. Damage to nightmare creatures increase 20%. One with a gun. Crit chance 10%. AP plus 10.
Remember.
So that's 2 resurrections I can do now. Gain 15% damage. Start at level 7. And I can skip 2 eras. What new memories did I unlock? The Witch. Age of Shattering, 1217. A group of villagers were approaching our field. Something was wrong. It was clear by the way they walked, by how they spoke amongst themselves. "There she is," one of them shouted, pointing in my direction. "The bleeding Voidkin." Never had I seen such fury in someone's eye, and so I fled. As quickly as I could, their screams ringing out in my ears, in my ears all the while. Okay, I already read that one. Also, more of the picture unlocks the more of the memories you gain, as you've been noticing. Age of Age of Shattering, 1227. Blood dripped from the creature's large maw, its haunted pupilless eyes fixed on mine. I could barely breathe, my heart pounding in my throat. Soon more of the twisted creatures crept ever closer from the shadows, and by now the voice in my head was overpowering my thoughts. It begged me to let it help, and seized by fear as I was, I acquiesced. Age of Shattering 1227. After all this time, my master cut herself off, her voice strained with emotion. Do they know? Does Nostra know? No, they couldn't. They would not have sent you to me if they knew. A humorless laugh passed her lips, her expression momentarily twisted into one of grief. A chosen one, right under my nose. Her fingers twitched, touching the hilt of her sword before letting her hand fall. Once you can walk, you can leave. Perhaps you may find a way to keep that thing within you under control. But should the winds take you, then God so be it. Age of Shattering 1255. Oh wait, no, I already read that one. Okay. Age of Shattering 1255. And you've returned. I trust that the mission was... The Nostra messenger paused at the realization, flared his eyes. Oh, but you come alone. I nod, stiffly, my throat dry. I see you have my sympathies, he said in a tone which suggested obligation rather than empathy. The chosen one, it killed her? I couldn't... My voice broke even though I was lying through my teeth, my tears hot and true. Age of Shattering, 1399. They say Khan's soldiers aren't human. You know? Don't really believe it. Myself. Probably some hogwash to lower the enemy's morale, I reckon. Besides, we've got the Huntress blade. Nothing to worry about, eh? The paladin gave a hearty chuckle, nudging me in the shoulder with a wide grin. My irritation must have slipped through the cracks, for he quickly cleared his throat and corrected his posture. This is to say, ma'am, don't want you or the troops worrying none. Not that I think you're worried, what with your skills and all, and me at your side, but before he could prattle on further, I'd already boarded the ship. So the two ages we have unlocked so far in her life. Her era as a swordswoman, and her era as a soldier, spear and shield. And for those wondering who we play, they just said it. Memory. We're playing the other memory, where the child has the other suffering. Alright, I don't think I can go any further this round. They're too beat up, and this round is not an easy one. So, next recollection.
Alas, suffering is born. We failed the child. We have lost. I have nothing more to give. So we begin again.
To be fair, I was in Recollection 6 by the time I got to the maid the first time.
Remember.
Mostly because of the deacon. The other advantage to Recollections is you get way more shards. As you can see, I've got very few shards, so I'm having to be very selective with what I'm picking, where in my current game, I thousands. Normally, I can resurrect 4 daughters at once. This one, I can only do 1 because I just don't have enough shards.
Remember their courage.
Belle, come back to life. You see how Belle's clothing is still damaged? That's what I was referring to, like, your damage never fully heals. I don't have a second token. And as much as I'd like to, Belle was level 7, Temperance was level 4. And this isn't my Temperance. I was just depressed because it was named the same thing. Like, if you want to see how broken my Temperance is, I can easily jump over to the other game, but I'd rather keep going with this one. Because this one's also filling up the same roles as Temperance does. The leader. Germinate daughter.
Give life to our daughters.
Mercy.
Please.
Not a problem.
Guide her well.
I'm only going for about 1 more hour. Because I only plan to do this
Now,
for 4.
Unleash her on any who stand in her way. Farewell, daughters.
The masses fled through the streets, spreading the plague with them.
A necessary blow.
Don't. Memories hurt.
How foolish my fears.
Don't. Memories hurt.
Wow, this is going to be a really easy fight.
Hurt.
His creed promises strength. No matter what, we will find our own.
Now was that kind?
She comes ever closer to what I was.
I do love the little note on the one with whatever. My pride, my pride and joy. She's achieved true mastery. Mother's little notes. They're so cute. Alright. We rest. Let's see if we can make it to the boss
A
fight.
new challenge beckons.
Okay, so right after the mother heard voices, we unlocked a new one, treasure. Age of Shattering 1215. Today, my eldest brother brought me a gift. In his excitement to show me, he rushed straight into the house, tracking mud all over the floors. Even with Mama scolding him, he couldn't stop grinning. He found an old book on the side of the road, and though it was musty and barely held together, it was the most wonderful thing I'd ever seen. "1225. Once night fell, swaddled in the mountain range in its comforting dark veil, I was allowed to rest. I sat cross-legged on the temple floor, balanced my soup bowl in my lap, letting the warmth of it heat my stomach. As my body finally began to relax, it soon tensed back up at the approaching footsteps of my master. She stopped by my side, not speaking, simply sitting down. There we ate in each other's company for the first time. Age of Shattering 1264. Get out of here. Now, I said get out. My voice crashed against the stone walls, released with a fury I never knew I possessed. My student paled beneath my gaze, scrambling out of my master's old chambers as swiftly as they could. Her blade was on the floor. Anger faded to shame once I secured it back in its case. Had she ever known what she'd meant to me? And what right did I have, having taken her from this world, to feel such sorrow? 1489. How I wish to be rid of these ghosts that linger in the walls and of my home and my heart. Memories vivid, granted to me by hopes of solace, only made me fall further. I am grateful to have felt thankful for all I've had, but the lives I've led cling to my soul like lead. Today I set them free, fire rising in glowing tendrils across old wood, that which was rising to the skies of warmth. I walked away, his broken shield hanging on my back. 1888. The guide's words sent me to the capital, to see for myself if there truly had been a change in Nostra's organization. For months I went from one bounty to the next, ensuring that word of my deeds would soon reach their ears. A disciple came to me one morning, asking for my services, inviting me back through their doors. What I saw within their headquarters made my heart lighter, and I had accepted their task without hesitation. 1890. Smoke still billowed out of the bounty hunter's shotgun, the slaver's blood welling the sand beneath our feet. Cowering, the young girl, the chosen one, we had been seeking, clenched her hands tight in prayer. Even as we removed her shackles, she trembled. "You're going to be all right," I kept telling her, and with all the warmth in my heart, "We're going to bring you somewhere safe." 1893. The closer our little group grew, the more lax I became. The medium was by my side the moment I awoke, and I immediately realized what I had done, or rather what I did not do. My words spilled out quicker than I could form my thoughts, asking him to keep quiet, for I had finally had the chance to help those like myself. "I am not going to tell anyone," he said, and a small but hesitant smile on his face. "Just swear you won't make me forget again." The campfire crackled. Was there one before that, or was that just... Okay, no, it was that. Age of Shattering, 1897. Upon waking, I am calmer than I had ever been. A newfound strength, so unlike I had previously possessed, pushed me off the cold underground floor. My head feels lighter, occupied by one rather than two. United, I reemerged from the depths to face what lies ahead.
I'm already broken. What more do you want? And this is where you die.
How foolish my fears. but it brings me no pleasure.
So will you. I could not protect them all.
They collect pieces of broken souls. Bring all this blight at your peril. They will drag our daughters into the void. Glorious. Striking. What new horrors must we face? I revel in her strength. It will reap what suffering has sown. Shatter them.
Now was that kind?
she comes ever closer to what I was. Time slips by.
I think my goal is going to be try to get to the new boss unlocked and then call it for the night, because this is going to be this is a hard fight, and I'm not even joking when it's one I have a 50-50 chance of beating. I beat it once and I lost on it once.
What more must we sacrifice before the end?
And this is where you die.
Impressive. A necessary blow. Another terror to haunt us. Flesh is its canvas.
Take your medicine.
A necessary blow. I revel in her strength. it will reap what suffering has sown.
It's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna probably end the stream after this if I unlock the boss, because it's like, it's a long fight, and I don't know how many loops more it'll take me to get to, so it seems like a good place to end. And here we go. Final boss. Well, that is the third boss. There's 5 bosses.
She comes ever closer to what I was. I surrendered my soul to reach this memory. Time slips by.
Wake up, dear friend. Take the life I give you. Be like you used to be. Be happy.
What will you remember now?
And I think that's a good place to end for today. For those who wanted to see why I liked Temperance so much, I will show her real quick, because she is a bit funny.
Othercide.
Here is Temperance. Killer of the nightmare creatures, leader, prodigy, aggressive, one with the gun, and aware. And she has long since lost any color to her eyes. Now that's what Temperance was. But yeah, my shards now, whenever I start, is a minimum of 1,500 as opposed to 300. But that is Othercide, and I will continue against the maid next week. And hopefully I can beat it on the first try again. Thank you all for joining, and I guess see you all next